Are we filming? Yes, we are. This isn't the subject. This particular binder is not the subject of this video. I'm just using it as a tool, as it were. This is my Vanderspec personal. And what I'm going to do is, it's a lovely thing, by the way. I really, really like these. I'm actually going to start by taking out all the inserts. First of all, I'm going to take out this diary, so you can see it's hardly been used. It doesn't look as if it's been. I mean, it just looks pristine. But I'm just going to take out this 2005 diary, and then I'm going to take out the standard Filofax dividers, which we are all familiar with, and then I'm going to take out these inserts, these address inserts, and keep them separate because all will be revealed over time. So that's a whole bunch of multi-language addresses, and then we have the do you know, I always think that looks like a saucepan, but these cash transactions, these transaction sheets, but I'm going to keep those separate as well. And then we've got a few pages of lined paper. The paper I like most, and I wish you could still buy it from Filofax, is lined paper, or plain paper even, in salmon. That is my favourite colour of all. And then we've got one here which is quite interesting, entitled WWW, for obvious reasons. The copyright of this is over 20 years ago. But it's interesting. These are interesting. www. And that is the basis of this video. Interesting inserts, because as you know, I'm a bit nerdy about this sort of thing. I love everything Filofax. So we got some to-dos there. And I... multi-language notes. I'm not a fan of multi-languages. And then we've got maps. We've got a map, a world map. I don't think you get the world map in a modern Filofax anymore, which is a shame, because I do like maps. But here we are. We have an empty binder, and it could be any sort of binder, but it just so happens at the moment I'm using a Vanderspec with these Krauss rings that are just so nice, perfect alignment, and they just open and shut. I mean, it's just music to my ears. Although they're a little bit noisy. You wouldn't want to do that in a public library, because people would be going shh, shh. But we are where we are. So I'm at home in my office stroke study stroke man cave stroke studio, and I'm the only one here, so it doesn't really matter. But what am I going to do with this? Because I have, as you know, I have many Filofaxes, and many of them have inserts and paper, etc. But I've decided to start something. I've decided to start a library of inserts, because there are inserts. I mean, I love collecting inserts. So what have we got here? We've got the Daily Work Planner, copyright 1986. So these are obviously no longer available. But I mean, it's almost sacrilegious to open these, but there is a reason why I'm doing it. There's a reason why I'm doing it. I'm just going to add these to this particular binder. Here we go. So, Daily Work Planner. And I'm then going to take some other inserts And here we go. We have birthdays, anniversaries, special occasions. The copyright is again 1986. So I'm going to store these in alphabetical order, and I have loads of these. I have loads of these dividers, and in this particular case, it doesn't matter what divider I use, because I'm not using them with regards to the annotation on the divider. So I could take this one, for instance. Let's take one at random. Doesn't really matter. And I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to add these. Let's do another one. There's one here called Special Reminder Records, and again, copyright 1986. Where would we put this in? I think we would have, okay, beginning with B, and then beginning with D, and then, so we need these, if we're going to put them in alphabetical order, we're going to put another divider here and put these in here. So are they all special reminder records? Just trying to work it out. What does this say? Special reminder records. So we've actually got the retail cover for that, but I'm just going to put these in. And I could go on and on and on, because I have dozens and dozens and dozens of these different inserts. Am I going to use all these? No, I'm not. I'm just kind of collecting them. But I have this idea, and I'd appreciate your comments about this. Quite often, I would buy a whole bunch of these, or I would buy a Filofax, because obviously I collect Filofaxes, and I would typically find some inserts which are interesting in themselves. But if you're, for instance, stamp collecting, you might be lucky enough to have a stamp from Oberammergau, for instance. Very, very rare stamp, but you wouldn't want 100 Oberammergau stamps. You may only want one for your collection. And this is my philosophy. If you're collecting these purely out of personal interest, or indeed you might want to study it for the basis of your own template, if you're designing your own template, or just have a collection, build a collection of these for your own interest. I was going to say amusement, but this is serious here. We're talking about a serious collection of Filofax nostalgia, if anything. Or it might be useful to someone who is designing their own template and can take cues from original Filofax inserts made and designed and made by the Filofax company back in the day. And there are potentially thousands of different inserts, and I'm always on the lookout for these because I'm very interested. But I have this difficulty. It's not a difficulty, but it is. I'm just merely observing the situation. Here we go. We got one saying credit card charges. I was I just find them fascinating. Made in England, personal size credit card charges. The thing is, my fellow viewers, is if you take a collection like this, I do not need 20 of these. I do not need those. I only really need one. So what am I going to do with the other 19? Well, I have an idea, and that is, okay, so that's birthdays. We're looking at C here, so we need to put another divider in here. Okay, let's take our divider at random. So I am building up a collection, and I've decided, I mean, I've got boxes and boxes and boxes of these inserts, and I just want to organise them by, excuse me, using some of my Filofax or other manufactured binders as a way of storing these. But as I said, I only need one. I only need one for my collection: birthdays, anniversaries, special occasions, credit card charges. Very, very interesting, but I only need one. So what am I going to do about the others? Well, as you know, I buy and sell stuff, and I've been buying and selling Filofaxes for 3 or 4 years. I've been buying and selling antique furniture and shipping it all over the place. And then before that, it was watches and jewellery and antique maps and books and, bicycles. And a lot of it is of a historical interest. And these are, these are no different. So I've got this idea that typically when I acquire a Filofax, I might have some random inserts. If I don't have one for my collection, then I will add that newly acquired insert to my collection, and then the rest I will sell for a nominal charge to other people who are interested in collecting these. So that particular collector may not be interested in acquiring a whole Filofax just to get one insert inside. It wouldn't be, what would they then do with all those other inserts? Well, I suppose they could do the same as me and sell them on, but it's a bit of a faff, as they say here in the UK. So what I've decided to do is list them on eBay. When you list a low value on eBay, you don't make much profit, because most of what someone pays for an item, when it's a very low value item, is gobbled up in fees and postage and PayPal charges, etc. So I'm just going to cover my expenses, obviously, but what I will do is I'm going to list these. You'll notice, I mean, there's a link in each of my descriptions of my YouTube videos to my affiliate eBay account. So if you click it and then you subsequently buy something on eBay, I get a kickback from that. So please use that if you are doing that, because that really helps me, because it enables me to plough those small amounts of money into acquiring more stuff, which I can then review on these videos on my YouTube channel. So basically, you will start to see a few of these appear on YouTube. I'm not sure what price I'm going to pitch, but I obviously have to cover my expenses, but it'd probably be just a few pounds, maybe £3 or £4, and then if you want one, just buy it, and I will put it in an envelope and post it to you. There's no real need for packaging. If for any reason the item is damaged, then obviously I will refund you or send you another one, no problem. But I think in an envelope it's pretty secure, because you can't really damage. If someone, I'm waffling here, but you get the picture. So I will just pop one into an envelope and post it to you, so that you can build up your collection as well. So that is the idea. That is the idea that I'm gonna run with, and let me know your thoughts. I personally think it's it's going to be good for me because I can thin out my collection, which is getting a little bit out of control. But I also want to, it's a little bit too euphemistic to say spread the love, but that spread the interest of these fabulous inserts. And of course, if you want to take your, shall we say, design cues from these lovely vintage inserts, of course, you only need one to do that. That's what I'm saying. You take care. Thanks very much for watching. And until my next video, goodbye.